Hi, Homeworthy. Welcome to Texas. I'm Tina.
You're watching Homeworthy, where we believe every home has a story. Like and subscribe for more.
Hi, my name is Tina Pyne, and we're in Houston, Texas, where the bigger the hair, the closer to God. I need to work on mine a little bit, don't you think? Houston is a big city. I've been here since 1986, and it has grown. It's unbelievable how it's grown, and it's a great city to live in. I love it. I met my husband here. I had my child here. We raised her here. It's just a wonderful place to live. You may have seen me on Homeworthy before with our Maine home. We live in Maine in the summer. It's a lot cooler. That's the only bad thing about Houston is it's pretty darn hot here for about 3 to 4 months. So I married a Yankee. His family has been there in Maine over 100 years. So we are pretty much stuck in Maine in the summers. I wouldn't use the word stuck. It's a great place to be. We live on the water. I grew up in a small town in Louisiana called New Iberia, Louisiana. It's where they make Tabasco sauce, from a family of 8 children. You can't even imagine how it is to grow up with so many people in a household. At Christmas, there's 90-something people around Christmas. I grew up in a huge family. My husband grew up in a smaller family with only 4 kids. And they lived in different places. They lived in Harbor Island. They lived in Maine, of course. And he grew up in Far Hills, New Jersey. So I married a Yankee. It's like we're from 2 different worlds. And we have a child who's a little of both of us. It's been a very fun thing to incorporate him into things and him teach me things. It truly is like we're from 2 different countries, but it's a lot of fun. This apartment is in an area of Houston called River Oaks, and it's been here a long time. The building is built very, very well. It is 7,260 square feet, I think, give or take a few inches there. We bought it as raw space and completely finished it. We lived in a house on Del Monte, which is another street not far from here, and the house was totally traditional. And I wanted to make it a little more modern with modern art, so I call it transitional. It's the antique pieces mixed with more modern furniture to make it a little more lively, lighter colors. And with a lot of art, because we're art collectors and we love that. This is the entry, and what I love about this apartment is the elevator doors open into it. Of course, you have a fob that can only go to your room, so it's private. It's not like anybody can just walk in, but I love that. And I love this very favorite piece of art by Anthony James, which is, if you saw the movie The Glass Onion, he did a huge one for Ed Norton, and that's his real piece. And it's just, you have to look at it like this. And when my daughter has friends over, this whole thing is covered with fingerprints and nose prints. There's a lot more important pieces of art in this apartment, but this is the one everybody loves. Then I'll have you look at this piece of my daughter. It's a portrait by a young artist named Seth Haverkamp. I think this kid is fantastic. He's won the, I'm going to say this wrong, the National Portrait Association or American Portrait Association like 3 times. And he really captured her. And of course, I like a little whimsical pieces like some cherries on the table. This is Sarah Martin McCrae. She's a Maine artist. Well, I bought her piece in Maine. She lives there now, at least in the summers. And it's Washington crossing the Delaware. And if you look closely, there's a horse climbing over, and that's a self-portrait of her with her dog, which I think is really fun and cool. Let's go to the living room. You walk into the living room, And of course, those of you that saw the main show saw that I love Brian White's work. And Brian White did this dress in the corner, which I'm going to show you now. It's made of seashells. He did it from a Dior dress that I showed him a picture of. And it's all made of abalone shells. And I mean, is that cool? And of course, this is Donald Sultan, who we love. And over here is our newest acquisition. It's a Winslow Homer small piece called the Shepherdess, and I really love it. It's just, bought that in Maine. It's interesting. Dealers will call me and show me a piece that they have. And I mean, look at the variety of art. This is just so different. It's not any one thing. It's what I love. And I love to find it. I mean, the hunt's half of the fun. Brian White I gave him a challenge. I asked him to make me these little pieces, and they're made of copper. And he did flowers on them. I saw something like some little pieces, and they were outrageously expensive. So I thought, well, I could get Brian to make that for me, and he did. I just love those little pieces. Noel made this furniture, and this coffee table's really big. This is a piece by Dale Dunning that we got in Canada. I mean, I get them all over the place. There's a great shop in Houston. Let's see, I'm suffering from this disease called CRS. Can't remember the name of it. I'll think of it in a minute. But anyway, it's just really fun. This piece actually belongs to my daughter. Her godfather, Joe's brother, gave that to her. He passed away this year. And she said, Mom, that is really not very pretty. I love it, but not so much for a 23-year-old. But I'm hanging on to it for her. These interesting pieces came from Moxie. I just think they're so fun the way that they did them. It's a little shop in Houston. And that's a Richard Erdman piece. And let me tell you about the art dealer we got this from. Her name's Melissa Morgan. She also represents Anthony James. She's in Palm Desert, California, and that is one of the best art galleries you've ever been to. If you're in that area, you should go by and have a look. She has great stuff, and she's always finding things for me. The colors in this home are neutral because the art is the color. I didn't want to compete with a lot of different things, although I did a kinky wallpaper in the bathroom that's kind of dark. But I think that a home needs to feel serene. A lot of people love loud colors, and I think it's great, but I have to live here, and I want to feel calm when I come home. And that's why I always like to use neutral colors and have the art as the color in the home. We bought a unit in this building because we think it's a great building. We lived in a house on Del Monte, and our daughter was getting ready to graduate from high school, and we bought a smaller unit. It needed to be redone, and my husband kept saying it might be a tad too small. It just might be. So I had a friend who wanted to look for another unit. So the two of us began to look, and when the elevator doors opened here, it was completely raw space on the 12th floor, which is like 180-foot elevation, give or take. And I saw the views, and I just thought, oh my God, I can make this place really fabulous. With the elevator doors opening into the apartment, I just want to do this. It was on the market for probably 4 years. And interesting enough, it was owned by a Saudi prince who actually lived here and then didn't live here for 10 years. He had a leak, he didn't fix it. They made him take it down to the stud. So it was totally raw space. He had it priced pretty high. So my husband was reading the paper and not paying attention, and I do all of our real estate buys, I buy our cars. He doesn't mess with any of that. I do all of it because I love it. And he's sitting there reading the paper, and I said, hey, I saw this raw space, and I thought I'd make an offer on it. And he's reading the paper, and he's not paying attention to me, but he didn't say no. So I went back and I made this really lowball offer on it, and I didn't hear back for a week. So Monday morning, we're beginning to tear down the other apartment and start on it. And Friday afternoon, the realtor calls. She says, hey, the Saudi prince says he needs $200,000 more. I said, tell him to stick it up his royal ass. And she goes, oh my God, could I say that nicer? I said, of course you can. So she came back 15 minutes later. He said he took the offer. I said, oh my God, now I have to go get the money from Joe. So I went home and I said, Joe, you know that unit I told you about? He said, no, what? I said, the one at the raw space. He said, yeah. I said, I bought it. He said, what? I said, I bought it. He said, for what? I told him the price. He said, can I see it? There's no way you did that. I said, yes, I did. So that's how this journey began. Let's go to the dining room. This table has been in my husband's family, I think, since 1760. And it's important to him that it stays in the family and that he keeps it. I think it's going to go to his son when we sell the house. This chandelier is a Richelieu. It's a French chandelier that I bought at a shop in New Orleans many, many years ago. And then I have Yoga Girl. She came from Moxie here in Houston. I just think she's kind of kinky and fun. Another sultan here, another sultan here. These two pieces are Ken Nolan's, which we got in Maine. Ken Nolan lived in Maine and painted in Maine like a lot of great artists, and I was able to get these from a dealer there. And I just love them. It's just very different than this dining table, but I think it all kind of blends well together. Let's go to the kitchen, one of my favorite rooms. Welcome to a kitchen with a house attached. I love this kitchen. I had so much fun doing this room. It was just so much fun. These kitchen counters are like, I'm not going to say like 5 centimeters. I looked for 2 years trying to find the marble that would fit like this, and we finally took us 2 years to find it. You know, these wine holders that I use for my everyday, well, I only have one set of flatware. I use them to store it because it's so easy when you have people lined up here. They come and get their stuff, and it just makes it easier for me. Plus, you've got fancy schmancy stuff, you need to use it. And of course, I have all of my kitchen goodies on silver trays because I had the trays and I want to use them. And I try to use everything I can. And that's my collection of copper pots, which I do use. I use that, and I also like to use black iron skillets because I am from Louisiana, let's not forget. When I spend the summer in Maine, I like to grow my own herbs. So I take them here because we live in a high-rise and dry them out. God, that smells good. And I dry them out and I put them in all these containers. So I have everything that I have in Maine here on a smaller scale, of course. And of course, got to have some honey and some peppers and all this fun stuff. Parsley. That's garlic. These are shallots, dried shallots. We have our salt in here. This is like this smoked salt. Oh my God, I love that stuff. Some pepper. Oh, lovely pepper. And I even have some extra chives in a bag back here. Let's smell that. Smoked. Yummy, 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 yummy. See what else we got here. Have to have my Tony Chachere's, my Cajun seasoning. And, oh yeah, and you know what this is for? This is for bacon grease, honey. We always got to have bacon grease in a Cajun kitchen. Put it on almost everything. And then over here, I have these cool bottles that I collect. And I put vinegars, and this one has a champagne vinegar in it, and all of my little concoctions. I do my own balsamic, I do, and then of course I have oils. And this isn't a big collection, but I have some of them here. And of course, I've got to have my gallon of Tabasco sauce, because that's New Iberia. the berry, as we call it. I put them on silver trays because when Joe and I got married, we both had silver, and I want to use my stuff. I don't want to keep it in a closet. So I just put them on silver trays because it's just pretty. First thing I got when we decided to do this apartment was I bought these doors. I knew I'd use them somewhere. I thought, oh, bedroom entrance. No, it's a pantry entrance. And there's my pantry. It's great. It's got a silver closet in it. It's got storage galore. It's just way fun. Let me show you this little piece of art that I love. Oh, don't forget the copper pots. I love them. I love them. I love them. These are my babies. And I have been collecting them for years. Lucky for me, when Joe and I got married, his mother had a collection of them, so we combined them. And I cook in them all the time. That's why they don't look all pretty and shiny. They actually are used. I have sauce ones here, and we'll have this one that I got in Paris in this little shop that I love the shape of. I want to find another one like that. And this one I do souffles in. Well, not souffles so much, like frittatas and things like that. And this is, it's supposed to be a fish pot, but I use it for all kinds of things. I do omelets. I do all kinds of things in it, and I really use them. And here's my little cute aprons. Oh, wait, I even have a mink apron for when I have fancy dinners. It's got some little lips on it. And this is a Deborah Butterfield. I think she's so cool. This is actually made of bronze. It can go indoors or outdoors. I love horses. I grew up with horses, and I just love that piece. Okay, this may look a little nasty to you, but it's not. This is vinegar that I make, red wine vinegar. You start off with a mother, you know, like you can buy some in the grocery store, doesn't matter what flavor or whatever, put it in there. And then when you don't finish a bottle of wine on that rare occasion, you just pour the rest of it in there. Our bottle's gone to vinegar. You just pour it in, white wine, it doesn't matter, champagne, whatever. And over time, it makes the best red wine vinegar. I also, each year, because I give it away for Christmas, I flavor it differently. One year is rosemary, and the next year is like maybe a cranberry. But if you're going to use that, you want to use a concentrate, because if you just put raspberries in there, they'll get mold on them, and I've ruined a whole one by doing that. So you want to use a concentrate to add a flavor to it. It makes a great Christmas gift. A home has to show you. You walk in and it tells a story about your life. It tells a story about how you feel and what makes you comfortable. I don't like to do the normal decorator things of the 2 couches, and sometimes I like to put 4 chairs, which you'll see in another room that we did here, that swivel, that people can actually sit and talk. It has to feel you. We've had parties here where people are all over the place, and we've had political functions here and different things for different charities. These doors behind me all close, so you can enclose the rooms or have all 3 rooms open to each other. I love an open house. I don't like choppy little rooms. Let's look at the family room. This is a room where we spend an awful lot of time. I got my alligator head up here because I got to have my Louisiana connection. These are swivel chairs. Instead of doing the normal 2 couches facing each other, I thought this was a lot more intimate and a lot more fun. And Joe hates for a television to show, so we got a little hidden, except that way. Sorry, went the wrong way. A TV hidden here that just twirls around. So you can watch television if you want to, but why watch television when you have a view like this? It's just lovely. It's lovely. And we sit here, and it's really, when you have just 4 people, it's the best place to sit. The chairs are super comfortable. You can talk, you can swirl and talk to people, and it's just great. Joe spends a lot of time in here. He does his paperwork in this room, and you could sit here and just look at this view. Oh, it's just heaven. So let's go to Cammie's room, but let's stop at the bar first. Again, I wanted to use these trays, so that's what I did with them. And this, the same guy that did the other head did this piece. And it's made of teletypes. Isn't that cool? Love that. I'm going to show you a cool piece of furniture now. Joe's grandmother, Petty Point Needlepoint, this piece in 1934, there's the date and her initials, but it's a card table. Isn't that just, it's so interesting to have something like this. We don't have anything like this from my family. Let's go to see Cammie's room. Cammie's a 23-year-old law student at Tulane. So this is a coffee bar, but when she lived here, it was a bar. I mean, she had this thing set up. I thought it was kind of cool that she thought of that. Her room was the most fun to do. I love this painting. It is just Hunt Sloan. I just think it's so fun and shiny, and it just adds all of the color. But I enjoy doing this room. It was so much fun. It just so simple, but look at the wallpaper in her bathroom. This is Cammie's bathroom. I love it. I love doing it. I did a waterfall thing here. It's Schumacher from like the 60s. Isn't it great? It comes in like a gold too. I kind of wish I'd have gotten the gold, but I will be working on that in another house. I love it. When I decided to do this room, she needed storage. So these things pull out and they're great storage. And you'd be surprised how many kids have slept here. It's amazing. It's just wide enough and they, crash. We can hear them having a blast in here. She has her own separate entrance to the back. You see these knobs that have P's on them? They all came from the Plaza Hotel. I was at an architectural place in New York and he had a box full of knobs that came from the Plaza Hotel, like these two, these doorknobs. Aren't they cool? I just love them. So let's look at the bedroom. I'd like to show you something a little special. We have a little secret room. And that's where my husband's stuff is, kind of man stuff, fishing gear, hunting gear, etc., etc. Isn't that cool? I love that. Okay, let's see what else. There's nothing really. This is just some antique pieces that we had, and this mirror that I've had for probably 30 years. It's gone from house to house to house. It's just such a great piece. This is an interesting piece of art. It's made by a Korean artist whose name I will not massacre, but it is made of little pieces of paper and plastic. I just think it's such an interesting piece. Got that at Garisco Gallery as well in DC. I love these lamps. They're fun. This is a piece I've had for many, many years that was gold, and we just put a different top on it so we could use it in this house. I feel like the view is absolutely part of the house. And I mean, nobody understands how green Houston is. They come to Texas and they think we've got tumbleweeds, but it's very green as you look out of the window and see. And at night, it's spectacular to look out. So that's why I don't like too much fussy furniture, fussy things. I mean, I love art. The furniture is just something that's added to have a place to sit and to sleep. Oh, I do love that chandelier. It's an old Baccarat piece, believe it or not, from the 50s or 60s. Welcome to my closet, darling. I want to show you this fun thing. This is a mirror that you can see if the back of your hair is is done, and mine's not. Should have looked at it sooner, but it's behind me. What can I say? And it has a light that shows. Oh yeah, now I got it. It goes from daytime to nighttime. It's just such a cool toy. There's some things about this closet. It's kind of a Pinterest closet that I have these shoe racks that do this. And I grew up with a big family, as you know, and we always had a Lazy Susan on our table. So what about a Lazy Susan for your shoes? that you can flip around, and your bags, actually for my bags, but you can put shoes in there if you want to, that you can move the shelves around. I mean, I think that is such a fun thing. I think other things that are important in a closet are these little sticks. I hang stuff on them all the time. You're packing, you're getting ready to go. It's just a great asset. Have as many as you can possibly fit in a closet. You never have enough of them. I love that. But anyway, look at this side. And I didn't do anything. This is what it looks like. It's a little messy, but that's okay. This is how I live. And the racks that, of course, pull down. I do have a little mood board for colors because you're always trying to put things together and you don't think about it. So I cut these things out. Oh, and these are all my funny stickers. You know, like not the brightest crayon in the box, are we? I stick them here. Unattended children will be given an espresso and a kitten. I was put on this planet to shop for new shoes and consume massive amounts of chocolate products. Here's another one. It's been lovely, but I have to scream now. I just love to read them. I can please only one person per day, and it's not your day. Tomorrow's like not looking good either. I have all kinds of fun things like that I use to do my color combinations. Because you forget, you know, if you're wearing a particular color like sage, that you can actually wear candy apple or fuchsia or Kelly green with it. That you can, you know, get the butter with apricot and just mixing your colors up, which I don't do enough of. I kind of have a tendency to be very neutral. But I'm learning by looking at the boards. And I have these cute little wooden things that I put hats on. This is my New York Yacht Club hat. Just have fun with it. It's not too, I'm not too serious about anything. I am a multitasker. I can listen, ignore, and forget all at the same time. This is what my friends give me for gifts. I love it. This is the bathroom. Oh, serenity. I love it. And I love to lay in the tub and read this. Can you try to read it? Ooh la la la, whatever it says. It's really fun. I got that in an auction. I just thought it was so fun. Don't even know who the artist is. And this tub, oh my God, I love this tub. I can lay down all the way in it and just soak. I did these kind of cool shelves with thick glass. I just thought, we were in Paris at the Ritz, I think, and they had this thick glass in the bathroom, and I just thought it looked so beautiful that I wanted to do something like it, that they slide in. Love the wallpaper. It's just soothing. And then this is the view. I mean, look at this. How could you not be grateful for something like this that you can see? Again, the silver trays everywhere. My mother-in-law gave me this. Her mother-in-law gave it to her when she got married. And it was black and tarnished and broken. I had it restored, and it's my mirror to brush my teeth to in the morning, and I get to see it all the time. Love it. It's something else I bought at auction. I just thought was attractive, and I like the shape and form of it, so I got it. And it looks cool in here, I think. I can look through it and see the skyline. I'm so fortunate, and I thank my lucky stars every day. I mean, we're alive another day. I thank God for it. Home is where my family is. I don't care if it's here or if it's in Maine or if it's in California. It's where my family is. That's home to me.
Thanks for watching. For more Homeworthy content, be sure to like and subscribe.